Hello and welcome to a brand new video, guys. So today you join me for yet another Premier League prediction. That's right, today we are predicting Premier League Game Week 33 prediction. That is right, there are only 6 games left of this Premier League season, and this game week there are 12 games being played. So there, guys, this series is where I talk about each side, give you some details about each side and give you my prediction at the end of that conversation. So like today's video, guys, hit a like button, man, subscribe if you're not already, and without further ado, let's begin with our first prediction of this game week 33. First we have Brentford versus Brighton. So this is 10th versus 11th. Brentford drew 1-1 with Arsenal last weekend. Good point. They also drew to Chelsea the week before as well. So Brentford have picked up 2 valuable points in this season. Yes, they are probably out of the Europa Conference League spots right now. They 5 points behind 8th, which is the final spot in the Europa Conference League. But like I say, guys, 6 games left, they can still do it. So fair play to them. You know, Brentford have been such a good side this year, and it's been good to see them get so high in the table this season. They're up against Brighton, who drew 2-2 with Leicester City. In their first game against Leicester, they drew 3-0, and they drew 2-2 this week. So they've dropped some massive points against relegation inbounders Leicester City. Okay, so yeah, Brighton, guys, they do sit in 10th place. In their last 3 games, they have lost 2 and drew 1, and they are slowly slipping down that table. But they do remain on the same points as Bournemouth, who sit in 8th place in the final Europa Conference League spot. So Brighton can still get that last spot in the Europa Conference League. So what they've got to do though is beat teams next to them, and Brentford is one of them teams next to them. So, but just on this though, guys, Brentford are, I think, in a sort of better form right now, so that's why I got Brentford, guys, to beat Brighton 1-0. Next we have Crystal Palace versus Bournemouth. So, guys, actually watching this right now, Palace lost 5-0 to Newcastle. I've got to say they got outplayed every single place of the park. They got outplayed every single position, and it's, you know, guys, I'd like to put this game down to it as a, as a bad day at the office, but they did scuff a 2-0 lead against ManCity last week as well, and they ended up losing 5-2 as well. So that is, they've conceded 10 goals in the last 2 games. Yes, Palace have been good the last couple of weeks or so, but the last couple of games, it's been a bit hard for them. Palace do sit in 12th place and 5 points behind 8th place, like I say to you, last place of the Europa Conference League. But I think if they lose this game against Bournemouth, who sit in 8th place, guys, and it could be bad news for them. They're up against, like I said, up against Bournemouth, guys. Beat Fulham 1-0. Good win overall though, guys, because they're beating teams next to them in the Europa Conference League fighting position. So beating teams next to you is always great, and overall they've done well this year, and I've got to say fair play to them. So just on that alone, guys, I do have Bournemouth to beat Palace 2-1. Next up we have Everton versus ManCity, and I've got to say, guys, Everton were a fantastic 1-0 win against Champions League chasers Nottingham Forest. What a result for Everton right there. Because of that now, they have moved up to 13th place. Before they got rid of Sean Dyche, they were fighting for relegation survival, but now they are completely safe right now. You know, they can't get relegated. They've battled so well. In their last 5 games, guys, they've drew 3, lost 1 and won 1. So you know what? Not a bad record. David Moyes, man, is a magnificent manager, and he's done super well. To beat a team like Nottingham Forest, who are on form now, it's unreal. So fair play to them. They're up against ManCity, who were 2-0 down against Palace, and they came back to win 5-2. It's a fantastic result for them right there, considering they were 2-0 down. They do sit in 5th place though, 2 points out of the Champions League spot. But like I say, guys, 6 games left. Is anything, it's all to play for. Kevin DeBruyne has announced he is leaving ManCity after this season, and I've got to say, what a massive loss. Yes, I know he's 33 right now, guys. He's getting on a bit right now, but personally, he can still do it in the Premier League, because he got them off to an inspirational 5-2 win comeback against Palace, because he scored the opening goal to to lead that comeback. And I've got to say, Kevin De Bruyne, man, what a player. He's still good enough for the Premier League. I don't care what people say. Yeah, he's 33, but he's still a fantastic player to have. But you know what? I think it's time for him to move on, because he has been there so long, and Obviously, you know, if you stay there for too long, it does get, you know, it does become stale. But you know what? Fantastic player, and they'll surely miss him. So just on that though, guys, I do have Man City to be a bit too good for Everton, so I've got Man City to beat Everton 2-0. Next we have West Ham versus Southampton. So this is West Ham, guys. So West Ham sit above the relegation zone on 14 points, okay, with 6 games left. It's fair to say, I think it is pretty much safe for West Ham. Yes, they do sit above the relegation zone, but they are too far ahead of both Leicester and Ipswich Town, so I think they are pretty much safe, but their form, guys, has not been great. In their last 5 games, they have lost 3 and drew 2. And I've got to say, Graham Potter, man, it has not been plain sailing for him. You know, people thought he would come in right now and, you know, and get West Ham playing some great football, but the matter of the truth is, still aren't competing or getting any wins, and it's quite scary because obviously him coming in this year, you know, it was a massive you know, boost for West Ham. But will he keep the job for next year? They're up against Southampton, guys, who have been confirmed for relegation. And I've got to say, it has been a very poor season for Southampton. Only sit on 10 points all season, and yeah, you know what? I thought they would get relegated this year, but I didn't know they'd get relegated so early on. And obviously, you know, they've not been competing, have they? They got rid of their manager Juric, who had a relegation clause contract, which means if he got relegated, he could leave, and that is what he's done. He's left now. Adam Lallana's took over. But we'll see what happens, guys. You know, this could be like a manager bounce, but it's too late for that. But anyway, just on that though, guys, where both these teams are right now, you know, West Ham aren't on form either, so that's why I got this game to end as a 1-1 draw. This next game could be game of the weekend. It's Aston Villa versus Newcastle. Aston Villa, guys, they nearly fought really hard to stay in the Champions League against PSG, but it just wasn't good enough. But they nearly did it, and they fought till the very end, and that is all you can ask for. You know, 3-1 against PSG on the first leg is a lot to ask for. So for them to actually, you know, come out and, you know, try and get that, you know, fair play to them. They did look quite solid. Marcus Rashford, he looks solid right now. And this game, guys, could be game of the weekend. Villa's last 4 Premier League games, they have won 4 on the bounce, which now only sees them 3 points behind a Champions League spot. You know what? If Villa can do it again this season, then fair play to them. They've done super well this year. And, you know, you Villa fans who have Emery in charge, you're very lucky because he's a very good manager. They're up against Newcastle, who sit in 3rd place. That is right. In their last 5 games, God, they have played 5 and won 5. They are on fire right now. So, Newcastle, man, they are looking solid. Jacob Murphy is looking solid. Harvey Barnes has came into the side due to Anthony Gordon's injury, but he has took it by storm. And personally, the way Harvey Barnes is playing right now, he should be in the England squad, because the way he's played, it's, you know, he's playing some good football. And Harvey Barnes, man, very underrated player. And I think you Newcastle fans, obviously because I'm a Leicester fan, you Newcastle fans weren't sure about Harvey Barnes, but now trust me, guys, this is Harvey Barnes at his best. When he gets at his best, he is a very fantastic player. Obviously, Eddie Howe is still away because of illness due to pneumonia, and I think that is also why Newcastle are also fighting as well, because, you know, they're doing it for their manager. So just on that, guys, I do have Newcastle to beat Villa 2-1. Fulham versus Chelsea is a London derby clash, okay? So Fulham lost 1-0 to Bournemouth last week. They do sit in 9th place, providing the same points as Bournemouth in 8th. Fulham have everything to play for. They need to win this game to have a chance of Europa Conference League football next season. So Fulham, guys, want to come back this week and try and get that win against their London rivals, Chelsea. Chelsea do sit in 6th place, and they have dropped out the Champions League spot quite rapidly as well. In their last 2 games, they have drew 2 games on the bounce, and a lot of Chelsea fans now are asking Maresca what is going on, because I've heard, you know, a lot of Chelsea fans want Enzo Maresca sacked because of his style of play. It's boring style of play, and apparently he's not getting the best out of Cole Palmer, which personally He did start the season, but obviously because of his injury as well, he has been out for quite some time. But I've got to say, yeah, you know, he hasn't been at his best recently, Cole Palmer, and you know what, Enzo Maresca, this is what happens with Maresca, guys. You know, he gets always slated for his style of play, and again, it is showing right now. So guys, just on that, I do have this game to end as a 1-1 draw. Next up, Ipswich Town versus Arsenal. So Ipswich Town, guys, are obviously relegation inbounders. You know, I think it'll be confirmed soon. It hasn't been a disastrous Premier League campaign for Ipswich Town. You know, they have got 21 points, and you know, it's decent, guys. You know, it's decent. Yes, they are relegated, but obviously Ipswich Town came up, obviously, you know, unexpectedly as well, and one of the 3 teams that got promoted this year, Ipswich Town have been the better side out of all 3 teams, so that's all you can ask for. Up against Arsenal, guys, who, as you're watching this right now, last night they beat Real Madrid 2-1 away from home as well in the Champions League to beat, obviously, first leg, beat Madrid 3-0 and beat them at Bernabeu 2-1, and you know, to reach the semi-final of the Champions League. I've got to say, man, didn't they play well. Declan Rice is so underrated, man. He has been, I watched him yesterday against Madrid and he stopped everything, guys. Declan Rice stopped everything, and you know, you could tell he wanted it more than Real Madrid players, and I've got to say, he dominated that game. Yeah, overall though, guys, Arsenal will be proud to have Saka back as well, because obviously Saka scored as well. What a finish, by the way, and when he gets on fire, he is unstoppable. So they've got him back now for that little late title push. It's probably a little bit too late right now, but if they put pressure on Liverpool in these last 7 to 6 games, then you know what, guys, they are still in the hunt, only slightly though. I do have this game, guys, to end as an Arsenal win. I think that win against Madrid will give them some massive boost. I've got this game, guys, to end as a 3-0 win. Man United versus Wolves. So Man United, guys, lost 4-1 to Newcastle. Again, I've got to say, obviously, it's against Newcastle, who are on fire right now, and Man United didn't really know how to handle Newcastle. They do lack a proper striker, and I've said that all through the season. Man United need to now try and figure out a striker situation, because Xerxes and Højlund are not Man United players, and they'll struggle to find someone, because apparently they wanted Liam Dillard, but apparently he has turned them down already, so we shall see what happens. Right then, guys, the next team is Wolves. Okay, they're against Wolves, and I've got to say, in their last 4 games, they have won 4. They've played 4 and won 4, and that is all you can ask for from a Wolves perspective, guys. They have picked up so many points these last 4 games, and you know, I've got to say, they are safe now, guys. You know, they are safe. Again, they sit 17 points clear from Leicester and 14 points clear from Ipswich Town. I've got to say, Wolves, man, you know, they have fought so hard for this position, and I've got to say, fair play, because that is how, guys, that is how you do it. If you're fighting for relegation and you got, you know, last 10 games left, that is how you do it. You fight, and that is what's happened. They got 4 wins out of 4, and they recently just beat Spurs as well. They beat Spurs 4-2, fantastic win for them, and that, you know, that puts them safe. So just on that alone, guys, I do have this game to end as a 2-0 win for Wolves. Leicester versus Liverpool, guys. So Leicester, like I just said to you, my boys, it's pretty much confirmed that they're relegated. If they lose to Liverpool on Sunday, Easter Sunday, then they are fully 100% relegated. They have a chance, guys, of survival if they can beat Liverpool, but that is basically just prolonging their, you know, relegation status until another week. So you know what, it's going to be tough for Leicester against this, you know, against Liverpool. Yes, a better performance, guys, against Brighton. A very, you know, a much improved performance against Brighton to get that 2-2 draw. If they did that to start the season, then they should be okay. But because manager change and obviously the way the system has been, it has not been great for Leicester. With Van Nistelrooy, I think he will keep his job for next season, and Leicester need a massive rebuild, and they can do that under him. But we'll see what happens. But overall, though, guys, Leicester fans, How are you feeling, man, about this season? It has been shambolic. Anyway, guys, they're up against Liverpool, who don't need any introduction. They beat West Ham 2-1 last week to see them 13 points clear at the top of the table. And I'm pretty much certain now they have won the title. And, you know, with Salah and Van Dijk now signing big deals for 2 more years, you know, some players will probably follow suit. But they have lost Trent. It's not been confirmed yet to Real Madrid, but I think it will be 100% confirmed once the season has ended and his contract runs out. But Liverpool, man, they have been quite good this year, and I've got to say, yeah, they deserve to win the title this year. They have been quite solid. So just on that, I do have Liverpool, guys, to beat Leicester 3-0, which confirms Leicester City relegated yet again. So see what happens next season. The next we have Tottenham versus Forest. So Tottenham, guys, sitting in 15th place. They lost 4-2 to Wolves. And I've got to say, Spurs, how are Spurs sitting in 15th place in the Premier League table, man? Been shambolic. And Pogoslavski, how has he kept his job? How has he kept his job, man? Seriously, how has he done it? But yeah, overall, a poor season. And Spurs fans, what has happened to you? But anyway, we'll move on because this video is getting long. Okay, they're up against Forest, who lost 1-0 to Everton, which now sees them drop down to 4th place. They are still in the final Champions League spot, and you know, but they want to bounce back this week. But they've got a fantastic chance against a very poor Spurs side. You have Forest to beat Spurs 1-0. Now, guys, that is all 10 games. You know, analysed and predicted. There are 2 more games this game week. First we have ManCity versus Villa, man. So this game will be another good game, and I won't go too much detail now because obviously we spoke about them. So I think Villa, guys, will be a bit too good for ManCity because obviously the way Villa are right now, you know, they're playing some good football, and I've got this game, guys, to end as a 2-1 win for Villa. And our last game is Arsenal versus Palace, and Arsenal can now close the gap on Liverpool yet again with, you know, with this game. Obviously the way Palace have been, they've conceded 10 goals in the last 2 games. Arsenal through to the semi-final Champions League. There's only one way this one will go because of confidence as well. So I've got Arsenal, guys, to beat Palace 3-1. And there we go, guys, that's my Premier League Game Week 30 predictions all done and dusted. So guys, if you liked the video, guys, hit a like button, subscribe if you're not already. If you agree with any of my decisions, let me know down below in the comments. And yeah, stay tuned for Sunday, guys. I've got a go-kart video coming out on Sunday as well. So yeah, it's exciting times, guys. But anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next week for a brand new video. Good night.